thank you all very much for everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Very important.
Okay. You starting? Okay. Okay. Congressman Capuano, what is your position on the health care bill as it is? What do you think it would be necessary to make it better? Or
Well, I voted for the bill in the House. I'm very proud of that vote. I would like to make sure that we have a strong public option. The whole idea is to provide competition to private health insurance companies, and I'd like to make sure that's the case. I'd like to make sure that Massachusetts' parochial interests, which we do have some, are not hurt, and they're not in the House bill. The House bill is actually pretty good. There's still a couple of things I'd like to change in it. The Senate bill has a few good things that I'd like to adopt. So it's, I actually think we're making progress. I think we can get to where we want to go.
okay. On the environment, what do you think is necessary to make green jobs for the economy?
Well, I mean, I think the environment's important, but the jobs related to it are more important, if you want the truth. I think Massachusetts should be, hopefully will be, the leader in research for alternative energy. And if we're the leader in the research, we will get some of those manufacturing jobs just out of the natural course of events, which I think will be very good for us for a long period of time. I don't know if it'll stay here forever, but like all industries, it'll probably move at some point. But if we can get a good chunk of the next wave of the economy, which will probably be in the green economy, I think that'll be good for the Commonwealth.
And on some of the states along the Appalachian mountain area have been having mountaintop removal problems with the coal companies. What would you do to stop this?
Well, I mean, that's mostly up to the state levels. I mean, that's why it happens in certain states and not in others. The federal government can make sure that the way they do it, it doesn't pollute the environment below, downstream, and we do that. But a lot of that has to do with state government, not federal government.
Okay. Do you support a repeal of the Patriot Act and the Military Commissions Act?
Well, I voted against the Patriot Act in the first place. I'm very proud of that vote. It was a very controversial vote at that time, but I would not, and I will never, diminish our civil liberties. I think too many people have given their lives to get them for us, and I won't give them away. So I absolutely support the repeal of the Patriot Act, since I didn't vote for it in the first place.
Let's see, clean elections here. Do you support the use of the voting machines that many states have, or do you think we should just get rid of them altogether?
Well, I've supported it. I want a paper trail. The machines that we use in Massachusetts, I think, are the machines that should be used across the country. They provide a paper trail. Individual people can just check off or fill in a circle or connect the arrow, whatever it is, different that can be read by a machine. And if there's a recount, it's easy to conduct. There's no question. That's the method that I support, which is why I did not vote for the original Harvard bill, because it didn't have those requirements. It allowed states to spend millions of dollars on machines that I knew would not work, and that's exactly what ended up happening, which is why they're cleaning that up now again for the second time.
All right. Do you support an audit of the Federal Reserve?
I support an audit of the Federal Reserve as long as it's done appropriately. A broad-based audit that simply opens the books of individual banks for anybody to see, no, I don't support that. That gets into prurient interest. I do support an audit of the Reserve, absolutely, yes.
Okay, while we're on the topic of the Federal Reserve, Senator Bernie Sanders has come out in opposition to the appointment of Ben Bernanke as head of the Federal Reserve. Do you support this opposition?
No, I don't. I think Mr. Bernanke has done a reasonable job. It doesn't mean I agree with everything he's done. I don't, and I've actually told him so and done it quite publicly on occasion. I do, however, think that the Federal Reserve rules should be strengthened and should be tightened. I think they took some liberties with the definition of exigent circumstances, but nonetheless, that can be done legislatively. I particularly think that Mr. Bernanke has done a good job in comparison to Mr. Greenspan. So I look at them in comparison to what I have, and not for, there's always greener pastures, but I think that he's done a reasonable job, and I have no problem with his reappointment. At the same time, I would be very clear, I would like to simultaneously amend some of the rules relative to what the Federal Reserve can and should do.
Okay, one more question. All right, predatory lending, what would you do about the predatory lending problems?
Well, for the most part, we've done it in the House. We have several bills that have restricted those actions. At the same time, it's now a matter of enforcement. Number one, that's partially federal regulation, it's also partially state regulation, and then actual civil and criminal actions if necessary. So I think that a lot of it has been done. We still have some more I's to dot and T's to cross. As a matter of fact, hopefully we'll do some of that this week. There's a bill on the floor this week that should do some of that. So we have some more to do, but we've done a pretty good job. Right now, there's not too much predatory lending going on right now, partially because of regulations have been passed, and also partially because the market's dried up.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.